here is unholy and must be destroyed.
Yo, I'm back. I'm here. Yeah. Sir, back to this thing, man. It's been too long. It's been 7 days to be specific. I've been though. I'm chilling. That's good, y'all. I'm back, baby. Did y'all miss me? What's good? Back, baby. Back. Been a little minute since I've been on the YouTube side, dog. Packed me up. And it was accidental. It wasn't even like... Alright, look, so let me go ahead and break it down for the people who don't know what happened to me on YouTube. So I got the little multi-stream thing, right? So if y'all like use Streamlabs or if y'all stream, you know what I'm saying, y'all know. Like, I use like you can stream to all your platforms. So say I got a Facebook, I link my Facebook. I got a YouTube, link my YouTube. Obviously I'm on Twitch, I got my Twitch too. So I forgot to unlink my YouTube when I had went live because I was only planning on really going live for like maybe 2 hours max because I had to go do some other stuff anyway. So I'm like, alright, I gotta do some chores, I gotta wash some dishes, I gotta put my clothes up and all this. So I'm like, bet. I'm going to just like react and watch some Eddie and Eddie, just some cartoons while I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. That's it, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, why not just have it with the gang, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all just chill, because we just chilling, we just vibing, bro, you know what I'm saying? So, about maybe, 10 minutes into the video? I don't even know, because I was out there doing the dishes. Like, I want to say 10 minutes in, but whenever I come back in to check, I see my shit on YouTube, it's gone. Facebook is still up, Facebook is still up, and Twitch is still going. The YouTube's going. I'm like, bro, hold on. What happened? So I'm thinking they just took the VOD down. No, they actually banned my ass. They banned my black ass. They was like, bro, you're not about to just get away with just doing that. You feel me? You're out of here for 7 days, and it said for scams, false advertisement, basically all the shit that they was doing in Ed and Eddie. I got like a copyright strike for scamming, falsifying shit. I'm like, yo, hold on, pause, bro. I was just watching a show. I understand you could have said I got, copyright or whatever. They didn't even say copyright. They told me I was the one scamming, doing illegal practices, and basically a whole bunch of scam shit. They made it seem like the content I actually made or what I was doing in the stream was illegal. Like, bro, I'm watching. That's like, okay, I get it, you can't watch shows, but that's like me reacting to a video of somebody stealing and I get a flag on my channel for stealing when I didn't touch any damn thing. All I did was react to somebody stealing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I felt like, yo, that weak thing was kind of harsh, my G. Like, I don't really think that was like deserving. I'm gonna just keep it a band. Like a week, you could have.
You're now listening to Holy.
I mean, it wasn't really nothing. Well, what's a week, bro? 7 days. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I didn't do shit in that time anyway. I was like still busy, so it wasn't like I was just sitting here twiddling my thumbs at lost time. I still made up for it. I dropped a new video on the channel. Hope y'all fucking with it. It's pretty hilarious in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all opinion though about how y'all feel about it. I got a little series. I got an idea of things I want to do. Like I kind of want to. I don't want to give out too much of the sauce, but like I'm really like in the games I'm playing and shit. After I do like a full playthrough or whatever, I kind of want to just like make like a little funny series, like get all the cutscenes from the movies or the games or whatever. But they're gonna be like get all the cutscenes from the games. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of blend them all together, but have CJ as the main character, and I just put in the voice lines and then just make it funny. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be kind of cool. What y'all think? I feel like that'd be something different. I haven't really seen. I'm pretty sure it's been done, but I haven't seen no shit like that. So, and it's a little. It gives me something different to like edit and stuff. So, I mean, it's still like the same thing, but I'm like kind of doing a different type of edit style. Like, so I guess that's kind of fun for me. In a sense, it's like I'm still doing something different, but still the same. But I just want to see if I can get some feedback on that thing. You know what I'm talking about? That'd be awesome. My bad, y'all. I'm just sending these links out real quick and we're going to get started on something. Actually, today, before we even hop into some games, because we're going to get on some Dead Island. It's only right. I haven't played. Got them kids outside, man. I haven't played Dead Island in shit about 7 days. So it's only right that I get that timing.
Holy mom.
Right. Okay, I just had to check something out. My bad, y'all. That's it, nice, man. Alright, y'all, yeah. We're gonna get into some reactions today. You know what I'm saying? Get into some of these reactions today. Be like one of those actual streamers and, you know what I'm saying? React to something. Ooh, boy. Can you believe it? I know, I could hardly believe it too, bro. Let's see what we react.
Say your prayers.
Shit. I got some shit for us to react today. It's gonna be some stuff. We can. Let's see. How should I start this off? This is my return after my weekly ban. Let's start on something kind of. Should we start on something heavy or should we start on something light, like something funny? I feel like we could start on like something I feel like we can start on something heavy, which I feel like.
Men suspect a member of their own circle.
Hold on. I can run that back. I feel like we can start on something heavy. Y'all cool with that? We get into a few reactions and then you know what I'm saying, from there get into the games. Once we got a little bit more people in here, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. Alright, first video we got, it's gonna be a heavy one, I guess. It's gonna be a heavy, crazy one. When a killer doesn't realize he's being recorded. Now, right off the bat, hey, I love y'all. I love y'all white people. But I just gotta go ahead and preference how fucking crazy y'all niggas are too. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are a special type of crazy. It's like the most heinous crimes, the most like unthinkable shit is always done by y'all. And it's not like a sneak diss. It's literally facts, bro. We can go fact for fact. Like, all the main serial killers and murderers and all that shit, majority of them are all Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when it comes to, like, murder mysteries and psychopaths and, like, the guys that get away with all, like, the crazy murders and shit, y'all be on it. Y'all are like the fucking, like the athletes of that shit. Y'all are like the goddamn Kobe's and LeBrons of the murder psycho game. On God. And I'm not trying to say that, what are you trying to say, Dirty Dan? What are you trying to say? There's any African American or minority mass murderers? No, bro. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying vast majority of y'all, well, mass majority of y'all, no, let me word this right. Mass majority of the killers and psychopaths and all of them just so happen to fall under the umbrella of white. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they all are. But if I go, that's just like saying, nah, I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there, bro. I realize I'm on 3 different platforms right now, bro, and they all got different types of sensitivity ratings. So I ain't even about to say all of that, bro. I ain't even about to say all of that. Cause they got I'm on 3 different things right now, bro. So I ain't even about to go there. I ain't about to do it. I'm about to just give me a little drink. Yeah, I ain't even about to go there. Say nothing too crazy. Say nothing too wild. I know where I'm at. I know who runs this platform. All right, let's get into this. When a killer doesn't realize he's being recorded.
When 2 young men suspect a member of their own circle.
Motherfucker is loud. Hold on, dog. Okay.
May be their friend's killer. They collaborate with law enforcement and go undercover to capture secret recordings.
Why did he say that? Why did he say he just wanted to talk to me? What the? What the? Oh my God! Oh, what you got? Leave your hands out of the vehicle.
Beloved cheerleader Emma Walker was just a few months into her junior year at Central High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, when her life met a tragically abrupt end. Initially, it seemed it was some sort of terrible accident. There was no other way to explain it. However, investigators would soon untangle a twisted web of lies and uncover the horrific reality. Someone had wanted Emma dead. Growing up, Emma's ultimate dream was to become a neonatal ICU nurse someday, and the honors student was putting in the necessary effort to ensure she'd get there. She was making the most of high school, and her innate ability to excel in her endeavors was also exhibited in her role on the cheerleading squad.
Aww.
Her 3rd year had just gotten underway, and she was loving it. Then, the morning of Monday, November 21st, arrived. Like she'd done so many times before, Jill went to her daughter's room to wake Emma for school around 6 o'clock. Right away, it was apparent that something was terribly wrong.
Oh no.
I just tried to wake up my daughter for school, and she has no pulse.
How old is she?
She's 16.
What happened?
You said that she's non-responsive.
Yeah, her tongue's hanging out of her mouth.
Stay on the.
Hey,
stay on. I'm
yo.
transferring you to rural metro.
Word of the mysterious tragedy spread quickly.
What
Among those
happened?
hit particularly hard by the devastating news of Emma's death was her boyfriend of 2 years, Riley Gall. The two had first met in the fall of Emma's freshman year.
Y'all think he has something to do with it? I think he has something to do with it. They went to go check on her, and she was like unresponsive with her tongue hanging out her mouth. Now, that's either 2 things. Either she was strangled the hell out of, and if that's the case, how did you not hear like any? I mean, she is little, so I guess like his hands could have been big enough to like make it to where she couldn't make any noise. But at the same time, all right, either she was strangled or she was on some pills and the pills took her out. But the way she looked, she don't look like a pill popper animal. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted to be like You know what I'm saying? Like a nurse or something. She was supposed to be a nurse. So that don't make sense. I'm gonna say William had something to do with it.
At Central High, she was the only freshman to secure a spot on the cheerleading squad. It was right around then that Emma caught the attention of junior and star wide receiver Riley Gall. It came as no surprise that the two were soon inseparable. A steady stream of posts with photos saturated their social media feeds, documenting the fun times they shared. There were collages such as the one that read, "Look how lucky I am," posted by Emma in May of 2016. By the time that fall of 2016 rolled around, Emma and Riley were 2 years into their relationship. Emma, now a junior, remained a dedicated member of the cheerleading squad at Central High. Though Riley had graduated that previous spring, he stayed close to his hometown and was attending Maryville College, where he quickly made a name for himself as a wide receiver on the football team. Then, just a few months into the new school year,
Tyler Black.
young
Hey, yo.
Emma was gone.
I had just explained it
As
earlier.
routine procedure goes, the Knox County Sheriff's Office immediately began speaking.
Alright, so basically, long story short, bro, I was chilling and shit, you know what I'm saying? I got the little multi-stream thingy so I can stream to like I can stream to like YouTube and Twitch and Facebook at the same time. I can do all of that shit, right? So long story short, my dumb ass forgot to turn off YouTube, and I fucking went to stream, and I was like, hold on, bro, I wasn't really planning on streaming for real. I was just gonna like put some cartoons on in the background. I was gonna like do some watching and reacting to some cartoons while I did some chores and shit, because I was only gonna be live for about 2 hours for real. So I did that, but I forgot that YouTube a hoe and they sensitive as shit. And I had that shit. I was watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, and because Ed, Edd n Eddy's goated, so I was watching that shit. Sipping on the hub. Nah, dog, ain't gonna cap. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I was on Ghetto Gaggers, I proudly show y'all and let y'all know. You know, if I got packed up from the Ghetto Gaggers, it is what it is. I ain't even gonna be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even nothing. I got packed up for no reason. It was like maybe 10 minutes of watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, and I wasn't even in the room, bro. Like, I was actually in my kitchen knocking out 2 dishes or whatever, came back and I saw that YouTube was down and then everything else was up. I was like, bro, what the fuck, bro? I was like, and then this is the thing. They didn't even hit me for copyright. They hit me for, it said, what did it say? I said earlier, it said, fucking scams, illegal practices, and some other shit. Like, it hit me for, like, basically, you seen Ed, Edd n Eddy before? You know how they just be scamming niggas and doing all the other shit in there? Basically, YouTube got me for that. They said I was the one scamming. I was the one doing all the illegal shit. Versus just, like, I've gotten a copyright strike before. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. They just take your shit down and say, don't do it again. Boom. Keep it pushing. And you can stream, like, the very next second. But, nigga, this shit was like, nah, bro. You was doing some crazy shit. You was over there scamming people. I'm like, bro, are you serious? Jawbreaker hustle. But yeah, bro. You was on that Jawbreaker hustle timing, bro. And they was just like, nah, dog, you going crazy. We got to get you up out of here. You got to learn your lesson for about a week. I'm like, damn, my G. A week? Like a whole week? Like a whole 7 days? A whole 7 days, bro. But yeah, that's how they packed me up on YouTube, bro. But everything else was straight. I just couldn't do anything on YouTube for 7 days. But now I'm back. I uploaded my video and yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, I'm free now. Free me, bro. Free me. I'm finally free. And I'm out here. Fucking free now. All right, let's get back to the video.
With those closest to Emma, Riley was brought in that evening on the outside chance that he might be able to aid in the investigation. Based on a tweet from earlier that day, he was very distraught.
Hold on. We gotta run this back because I'm
that
slow.
very earlier to aid in the outside immediately began the year. Young M quickly made a name for himself as a wide receiver on the football team. Then, just a few months into the new school year,
I think that nigga did it too, bro. No cap.
was gone. As routine procedure goes, The Knox County Sheriff's Office immediately began speaking with those closest to Emma. Riley was brought in that evening on the outside chance that he might be able to aid in the investigation. Based on a tweet from earlier that day, he was very distraught, and understandably so. That's my beautiful Emma. Rest easy now, sweetheart.
Wait a
Read.
minute, hold on.
And it just so
The hell are their
happens,
captions
word has
on?
gotten back to law enforcement that Riley has some particularly eerie information to share. Apparently, Emma had been receiving threatening text messages from an
Are they
unknown
supposed to be on?
source during the course of the previous weekend.
Whatever.
The detectives start with brief introductions, then get a technical matter out of the way. The following footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney, a licensed clinical psychologist, a former licensed professional counselor, and a licensed professional counselor.
Before we get started, I understand you're not under arrest right now. You came down on your freak and with your granddad and your mom. But because you're in a secure area, I have to read you your rights, okay? Because basically if you're in a position that you can't get up and leave and get out on your own, they technically look at that in court as being in custody. But understand you're not in custody. I've not put handcuffs on you. I've not told you you've been charged with anything or anything. It's just a formality.
After Riley has read his rights, they engage him in a bit of small talk and efforts to build rapport, establish a baseline, and make him feel comfortable.
While we're waiting on him, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know obviously you played football.
Oh, God, they do.
college.
Cops know exactly what they doing. They like, yeah, let me go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, make you feel like you not in trouble so you can get comfortable and tell me everything I need. And then I'm going to book your ass.
Well, you kicked calls
They know what they
all over
doing.
the place last year, so that's been your senior year, right? Yeah.
See what yo doing, yo? He trying to do the little buddy thing, trying to like, yeah, man, you know that was, I was there too, blah blah blah. Bro, y'all not slick, officer. You not gonna get me, officer. You ain't about to get me, yeah, officer.
It's painful to lose to you guys, but good luck. Hang in there and stay at it, work at it.
A few minutes later, the detectives dive into the true reason for the meeting.
Oh God, lawyer,
They
please.
ask Riley to provide a timeline of his whereabouts over the previous weekend.
Let's start with Friday. What, do you have classes during the day?
Friday.
Wednesday, Friday, I have an 8 a.m. and a 9 a.m. And Tuesday, Thursday, I have a 6 a.m. and an 11 a.m. And then the other class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a 1 p.m.
Wow. You stay pretty busy, don't you? Let's start with Friday. You get out of class at 1 p.m. What happens from there?
Riley explains that he headed to his grandparents' home that evening, then went to his friend Noah's home shortly after, where he spent the night. Then, according to Riley, his seemingly normal morning took a chilling turn, and it all started with a message from Emma.
And she was kind of
Oh God, bro.
over the phone.
Oh God, that's
And
cool,
she
my
said that
G.
someone was trying to get into her house. Somebody was dressed in all black. They had a face mask on. She said that she saw them. She said she thought they were just taking a walk in the neighborhood. And then when she passed them to pull into her driveway, they put on a pair of glasses. And they started, like, she said they kind of, like, sped up. So she went into the garage and shut the garage. And that's when I dropped all the stuff I was in at my stepdad's house and drove all the way to her neighborhood.
Did you say she texted you that information?
She texted me, like, she was asking if it was me at first, and I told her, no, what's going on, and that's when she FaceTime called me. She was crying and freaking out, so I said, okay, give me a minute, I'll come down there and check it out.
Riley raced to Emma's home, and
No, oh
approximately
God,
10
bro, I'm about to
minutes
say,
later,
I peeped
he
that too.
arrived.
I went to her backyard, made sure, nobody was back there, checked under the porch and everything.
I'm listening.
Down the street.
But by that time, the would-be intruder was gone. Still, a residential surveillance camera captured a few seconds of footage as the man walked down the street. Riley returned to Noah's
What
house
about that?
somewhere around 8 p.m. and stayed the night once again.
Time do you leave and where do you go Sunday morning?
I don't know what time I woke up, but when I woke up, I went back to my grandparents and then went back over to Noah's house. And I got back to campus around 11:30, 11:45.
Naturally, the college freshman had left his homework until somewhere around midnight Monday morning.
I got back up to my dorm, and I tried logging in onto my Miracle College email, but I realized I couldn't because I was logged in on my grandparents' my grandmother's laptop back in Knoxville, and it was late, almost 12:30, 12:15 or 12:30 around there. So I didn't think they were awake, so I drove back to Knoxville because I needed to do my homework, and I logged myself out of the laptop at my grandparents' house. My grandfather was awake though. He saw me log out of the laptop, and from there I left.
It's intriguing that Riley felt the need to emphasize how his grandfather saw him log out of the laptop, almost as if he's expecting that the detectives will think he's lying about why he went home.
He saw me log out of the laptop.
Yo, I was kind of...
When someone who's being questioned acts defensive before they have even been accused of something, it can be seen by law enforcement as a possible sign of deception.
I ended up not doing any of my homework. Instead, I got back to campus around 1 a.m. and just sat in my car for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and just wept. 4:30, I fell asleep. I fell asleep around then, and that's when I woke up to people calling me about what had happened. Well, first he had texted me, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about what happened." So I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he called me after that, and he said, "Did you not hear what happened?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" And he said, "They found Emma dead in her bed this morning," or unresponsive is what he told me. And that's when I started freaking out, having a breakdown. So my parents, or my mom and my grandmother, were coming out to campus to get me. They probably got there around 9-ish. 9:30, somewhere around there.
As soon as he starts talking about being told about Emma's death, Riley starts stroking his face. This is a self-soothing behavior indicative of heightened anxiety. This could be because the topic is distressing for him, which would be understandable, or a hint that maybe something else about the topic makes him nervous. Although some dismiss nonverbal analysis as pseudoscience, and whether or not the viewer agrees with it, it is used by the FBI, CIA, and police during interrogations, which is why we include it. When the CIA is interrogating an individual, they look for clusters of 3 or more indicators that occur in either quick succession or all at once. These indicators can be signs of discomfort or uncertainty in what the individual is stating, rather than indicators of deception. It's extremely important to note that you cannot detect deception through nonverbal analysis alone.
Okay. So then once your grandparents got you and you went back
knowledge.
My grandmother did.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
They came got you and that's where you went back to grandparents?
I spent all day at my grandparents' house today.
Until... Gotcha.
After a comprehensive run-through of Riley's previous weekend, the detectives transition to the sensitive subject of his longtime girlfriend's unexpected death. Perhaps Riley can provide something for law enforcement to go on. A detail that may seem insignificant to him may be the very information needed to crack the case.
Tell me what you know about Emma's passing. I know there's been all kinds of rumors and speculation. What have you heard?
What have you heard? Tell me something.
I tune all of it out because I've heard so many different things. I've heard she just passed in her sleep. I heard she tried to commit. I heard a stray bullet came to the wall, but that made no sense to me because it's her room. If a stray bullet hit the wall, it's from.
Wait. So a bullet actually, I was about to say, man, that shit is cap about that bullet shit, because they would have seen some blood. But it actually did happen? Then how come the parents didn't say anything about, like, so there was no blood? Hold on, dog. This ain't adding up.
In the backyard, because that's where her window is. I don't know, that one didn't make sense to me, but those are the main 3.
Who have you talked to? Where have you heard these rumors about passing in her sleep and all that stuff?
I've had a bunch of my friends visit me today at my grandparents' house, and they would just tell me different stuff that they've heard from different people.
Okay.
Wow. Riley has been fidgeting and spinning his seat throughout the interview.
I was about to say, he moving around a lot.
But as soon as the detectives start asking about Emma's death and the rumors surrounding it, he also begins picking at his fingers, which is typically an anxiety response.
He don't know what to say. He thinking on the fly. Yeah. Gotcha, bitch.
Straight bullet?
Yeah, it was actually about an hour ago when he showed up. His name's Jacob.
How do you know Jacob?
We've been friends since 2nd grade.
Snitching.
Did he say where he heard the stray bullet theory?
No, he said it was the same thing, like hearsay. He said he probably said that didn't sound right to him either, but...
Horrifyingly so, it seems that the detectives are beginning to consider that the killer could be hiding in plain sight.
On God.
Disguised as a grieving friend.
On God.
Perhaps they even paid Riley a visit
Lock him
in an
up.
attempt to avoid suspicion.
Lock him
simply
up.
playing the part of another young mourner expressing
Lock him up.
condolences to the longtime boyfriend of the deceased.
Lock him up.
Detectives have collected potential leads in Riley's visitors from earlier that day.
Lock him up.
And with this, the entire trajectory of the investigation has drastically changed.
When he go to jail, the first thing they gonna ask him is,
You suck dicks!
Can you think of anyone that would want to hurt Emma?
just saying.
Not off the top of my head, no. Because, I mean, she was...
She have any enemies?
No. She had no enemies that would want to hurt her. I mean, she had high school drama enemies, but, like, just girls she didn't like, but none that would...
Man, that's high school beef, bro. We ain't talking about that. We talking about real beef.
She kind of
Like, somebody wanted to actually get up out the way.
Yeah, she was very likable. She didn't... I mean, she was friends with most anybody that she talked to.
The last time you talked to her, you said was Sunday?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Did she make any comments about anybody being mad at her or upset at her or anybody wanting to hurt her?
No, but the only thing that I thought of was whoever the person was at her house Saturday morning. That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that she had passed this morning.
Then, a completely unexpected revelation is brought to light, and it changes everything.
Do you got people that are mad at you, that are trying to hurt you or anything?
Not that I know of, I don't know.
And nobody tried to kidnap you or...
Kidnap me.
Yeah.
Repeating the question can be a red flag to detectives. It could mean that the person being interviewed needs time to think about their response. A deceptive individual likely wants to prevent awkward silences after a question, as that could seem suspicious. However, if they need a moment to consider what they should say, they might repeat the question to fill that conversation gap.
What was it about?
I didn't want to... I'm sorry, I just didn't want to talk about it because it was traumatizing. I didn't know what to make of it.
And that's
For the interview to really compare to, but it's an atypical behavior for people in general to have such weak nonverbals. Illustrators help people make points while they speak. In contrast, restrained gesturing is believed to be a telltale sign of deception.
When did this alleged kidnapping take place?
Bro, he did it, bro. Lock him up.
This past...
Lock him up, dog. He definitely did it. You can tell by the way yo is moving. He acting all weird. Bro, lock him up. Let's get him out of here. What are we even conversating for, bro? We can go ahead and move on to the next video at this point. Bro definitely did that shit. He did that shit, bro. I know he did that shit. Like on God, I know he did. There's no point in us even continuing the video, bro. Like on God, we're not about to finish that because that was just clear that you did that shit, bro. The way you moving, all of that shit, yeah. You just a dummy. You just dumb as shit. And you thought you was slick, boy. You thought you was slick. And that was obvious. Because I even said that from the beginning too, Tyler. I was like, bro, that nigga did that shit. I looked at him. Looked at her. That nigga did that shit. Oh God, he did that shit. All right, well, he's getting packed up and he's going to jail. But you know, he is kind of white, so he might be out very soon. All right, so next video we got sharing your murder on Facebook. Oh shit. Am I on Facebook right now? Yeah, I am. Say less. She went to college and discovered BBC and he got mad. Don't they all, bro? Don't they fucking all?
I'm standing there in like shock, like what the fuck?
He wanted a little community of little killers. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy that he's being accused of this.
A young man takes off on a cross-country journey in hopes of achieving a fresh start. He's optimistic that this is his chance to make things right for his family, and he can feel it. Everything is about to change.
Still getting over this
Unbeknownst to
cold,
him,
man.
however, his path will soon take an unfortunate detour. It will intersect with an individual so incredibly evil, they would later be described as a serial killer in the making. It was June 17th, 2017, when
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say earlier, dog? What did I say? What did I say? It's always them, bro. It's always them that do the murders and it's always them, bro. Like, I promise you, I'm not trying to reach. I'm not trying to start shit, bro. But it's always the Timothys, the Blakes, the Kevins, the Trevors. It's always them. It's always them. Like 99.9% of the time, it's always them. Like going crazy for no reason, bro. Like, that's what I'm, bro. Tyler, you feel me, bro? It's always. I don't saying white people. I love y'all. Y'all cool. Some of y'all, but like, come on. It's always this nigga look like he's a Twitch employee. Oh God, this nigga got a fedora. He looks like a moderator for Twitch, bro. Oh God, he looks like one of these niggas. Man, let me just keep going before I fuck around and get banned.
18-year-old Hunter Tash Smith left his home in Junction City, Oregon, bound for Nebraska. There, a steady job.
The nigga name was Hunter Tash Smith. All right. I'm gonna ask y'all. Tyler, I'm gonna ask you. Y'all ever met a nigga named Hunter? And if you did meet a nigga named Hunter, what nationality would you think he was? Just by saying, hi, I'm Hunter. I ain't never met a nigga named Hunter, bro. Like, ever. But I'm pretty sure if I did meet a Hunter, it would look just like that nigga, bro. Triple H, the only nigga I know named Hunter. Triple H's name is Hunter? I didn't even know that, bro. That's crazy. Is that why? Wait, is that why his name is Triple H? I never knew that. Tyler, you are a wrestling nigga too, so yeah, you know your shit. That's crazy. I didn't know Triple H's name was Hunter. You learn something new every day, bro. That's nuts. Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Bro, you lying. You made that shit up, bro. Ain't no way that's that nigga real name for real. That's Triple H's real name? Hold on, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that's that nigga real name, bro. Hold on, bro. Ain't no way, bro. You made that shit up. You made that shit up, bro. You made that shit up, bro. Ain't no way that's his real name, bro. That is real name, but you. Oh, I was about to say, bro. That shit was so convincing, bro. You see, I had to go look that shit up. That shit was so damn, because he's white, you know what I'm saying? But he's cool. So I was just like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga name probably is Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And I was just about to be like, ain't no fucking way. Triple H, all these years, nigga, your name was Hunter. I was about to be weak, bro. On God, I was about to be weak. All right, so this nigga name is Paul Michael Levske. Hey, oh, okay. So what is the Triple A? What are the three H's in the Triple H? Oh, he is better known by his ring name Triple H, an abbreviation of his former Hunter Hearst Helmsley name. So so it really was his name? Hunter Hearst Helmsley? It's pronounced Levesque. Oh, okay. So, bro, I'm like, so is he German? Like, I'm learning a lot today. Let me look up Hunter Hearst Helmsley though, cause that's crazy, bro. I swear I thought you was trolling, bro. That's crazy. It's a French name. That's crazy, bro. Like, no cap. I really thought you was trolling, bro. Like, on God, I thought you was trolling. I swear I thought you was trolling. I swear I thought you was trolling, bro. I had to make the chat a little smaller. Damn, Hunter Hearst Helmsley looking ass. Look at this nigga, bro. What the hell? Hunter Hearst Helmsley looking ass. Hold on now, let me not even. No, hell no, I forgot. I'm on multiple platforms. Goddamn. All right, yeah, that's crazy, bro. You learn something new every day. On God, that is so nuts. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that's nuts. I was about to say, how the hell did we even get on that topic? This nigga. You never see 18. Bro, it's from... Bro, Tyler, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make, my G. Like, you never see 18-year-old, 17-year-old Jamal goddamn getting sad and, like, you know what I'm saying, going crazy and just, like, murking people over, like, booty. I mean, I know booty is more important than water, but at certain times, you gotta be like, bro, there's plenty more booty to get up out of here. If I can't get that booty no more, I'm gonna get that booty. There's plenty of booty out here. I'm not gonna settle for one booty. I can't fall in love with one booty. There's too much booty. But Hunter just... Some hunters, bro.
That could help him to provide for his infant daughter was awaiting him.
He has a kid? And he has a kid? She will top you for them flaming hots. On God. And guess what I got on deck? Keisha, pull up on me. Do you hear me? I'm ready.
He'd led his family to believe he'd be traveling by Greyhound bus. It could be that he didn't want them to worry. In actuality, he had elected to hitchhike. 3 days later, on June 20th, he updated his friend in Nebraska, whom he planned to stay with on arrival. He was in Burns, Oregon, and was catching a bus to Idaho.
Burns, Oregon.
Around this same time, Hunter's aunt, Raquel Messer, received word that Hunter had been picked up by a nice couple. Apparently, they were so kind that they allowed him to stay the night in their home, giving him a chance to clean up and get a comfortable night's rest. The plan was to drop him off at an Ontario, Oregon bus station the following day. And then, all contact with Hunter came to a screeching halt. It was the next month in August when Hunter's friend in Nebraska contacted Hunter's mother, Heather Smith. The friend was worried. It had been weeks since she'd heard from Hunter. Immediately, Hunter's family filed a missing persons report. It was August 4th. And then, nothing.
What the hell was you doing, Hunter?
4 agonizing months passed since his family had last seen him, and still no word from Hunter. On October 21st, a development came, but it was the worst kind of news. Human remains were found by hunters in an area of the Bruno Desert in Idaho, Oregon's neighboring state to the east. The cause of death appeared to have been anything but natural, and based on the estimated age of the deceased, Idaho State Police believed that the remains could potentially be those of the missing young man.
Oh shit, Hunter.
DNA from Hunter's mother was compared against that of the unidentified body, and the confirmation soon came.
The hell happened
Sadly,
to you?
the
What did you
remains
do?
were those of Hunter.
Damn.
With the terrible news, the family's worst nightmare became reality, and all hope that he'd someday return was lost. The situation was beyond comprehension. What could have happened to the young father who was eager to start his new life?
Bro.
The story behind Hunter's horrendous demise would soon unravel, along with unbelievably shocking revelations about the monster whose path he tragically crossed. The question why any of this happened in the first place will be answered, but understanding the bizarre motive is another thing entirely. In the county of Hawaii, rumors began circulating about the disturbing find. One particular lead out of the many received shortly after news of the somber discovery was made public captured the full attention of law enforcement. A man by the name of Nick Vandenberg had shared a local news story on Facebook. "This is close to where I live," Nick commented. But it was his next comment that really raised eyebrows. "If it was me, I wouldn't have left him in the desert, lol. Too much risk of hunters stumbling on a dead body, lol."
The fuck?
Not exactly the kind of thing someone expected to read about such a tragedy, especially posted publicly. As law enforcement followed up on the leads that had rapidly filtered in, they were soon led to a young woman by the name of Montana Reed. She'd been living with Nick in his home until recently and was his ex-girlfriend. Montana agreed to speak with detectives on October 24th of 2017, 3 days after the remains were located. First, they addressed how it was that she came to live with Nick in his home.
Halloween night of last year, I moved in, and I was getting a divorce.
My boy Snipes.
So
now we
I
back,
just,
bro. We're back.
You know, me and my husband were leaving my mom's house. I couldn't live there anymore. So he offered me a place to stay, and so I was meeting his friends and everybody.
It seems it wasn't long before the detective got down to the heart of the matter.
I couldn't think of him hurting somebody like that.
Why do people say that he's violent and is capable of doing that?
Because he went to military. I mean, he talks about little stuff from the military, and I mean, he's been in a few bar fights.
Nick has claimed that during the course of his service in the Marine Corps, while stationed overseas, he'd engaged.
I'll tell you again, Snipes. I got banned for fucking watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, and YouTube thought, well, they didn't even hit me with a copyright strike. They said I was scamming and doing illicit bad things, and they packed me up for 7 days and put a strike on my channel. And and I should have just gotten just a regular old copyright strike and the stream taken down, but they just took it the extra mile. I don't know why. It was weird as shit, but yeah. But I'm back now though. That was dumb. But it was kind of my fault because I forgot to click off my YouTube link and before I went live. So it was kind of my fault, but it was still like kind of harsh.
In combat. As a result, he'd had to resort to taking lives. Montana gave some additional background on Nick and explained that his
somebody
We're not back.
That.
Why do people say that he's violent and is capable?
I just realized them niggas in the 7-Eleven doing this. Well, somebody was in that bitch getting a Slurpee.
Because he went to military. I mean, he talks about little stuff from the military, and I mean, he's been in a few bar fights.
Nick has claimed that during the course of his service in the Marine Corps, while stationed overseas, he'd engaged in combat. As a result, he'd had to resort to taking lives. Montana gave some additional background on Nick and explained that his upbringing had left a lot to be desired.
His growing up, I don't know if you know, but like he was in and out of foster care and all this other stuff, and so.
As it turns out, Montana wasn't the only individual Nick welcomed into his home.
What about his roommate?
I couldn't see Keith hurting anybody either. Keith just had a baby, and
why are you letting the most sketchy of like white people like all congregate into one place, bro? Like both of these niggas he looked like he does hard drugs, like he beats women, like he packs his lip with tobacco. This nigga just looks like a bad person. Move the chat. This nigga just looks like a bad person, bro. He just doesn't look like somebody I would want to help out. He looks like, you mean to tell me if this nigga pulled up on you and was like, hey, man, I'm down on my luck, man. You mind giving me a ride at the 7-Eleven, man? Bro, fuck no. I'm not, nigga. If you live in, you got. Oh, God, it's like a requirement, bro. It's like when you move to that state, it's like, hey, dog. Hold on, let me check your teeth. You don't look like you smoking enough. Here, take this. Hit it up, toot it up a couple times, and we gonna see how you act, and then we might let you move into the housing complex thing down the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like a thing, bro. It's like as normal as smoking like weed or hitting a cigarette. That's what, oh God, bro. Like they on different timing, bro. They literally on different timing. So it's just like I'm not surprised, bro. Like honestly, I'm not surprised. That's fucking crazy to me. Like with the I just had a baby thing, is that what you fell for? Like they got meth vapes.
And he's he's been in jail. He doesn't want to go back at all.
33-year-old Willie Keith Raby is a man who we'll hear from shortly.
Willie
As it
Keith
turns out,
Raby.
He's also on law
That
enforcement's
sounds like a
radar
horrible name.
for multiple reasons. Montana continues to describe her dealings with the two men after living with them for an extended period of time.
Neither of them ever showed a violent side to me.
So far, Montana can only speak highly of the two men.
Raby.
Of course, as you'll see, this won't always remain the case. The detective then poses an interesting question to Montana.
Have you seen the news article that came out about the body that was located?
Yeah, I've seen lots of people post on Facebook from around that area. And that it was right out there where we lived, kind of.
He's trying to get a sense of how much Montana knows.
And where were they saying the body was located? I'm not...
I didn't look exactly where, but everybody, like, I know Nick posted on there. He was like, that's pretty much in my backyard. I mean, you know, and Nick just said that the Bruno Desert is where it was found.
Why would Nick talk about this, that he did this to this person?
I don't know. He's not necessarily a show-off, I guess. I don't know why he would be talking about something like that if he didn't do it. And if he did, he's not. I don't. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy that he's being accused of this.
No one's accused
Stupid!
of him.
I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Just suspect that he did it because people are talking about it.
Did he ever talk to you about the term bunny bumping?
Bunny bumping?
Going out and shooting rabbits in the desert.
Yeah, we did that.
Did
he ever talk about going out with Keith?
They went out lots. I mean, not lots, but...
The detective asks where they enjoyed going out to shoot, and coincidentally, it seems they frequented a spot near the Bruno Desert, according to Montana,
right where homie
near
was found,
where Hunter's body was found. At this point, it seems the detective is narrowing in on the suspect.
Oh God, bro! Put two and two together.
If you knew that he did this, would you tell me?
Hell no.
I don't.
That bitch lying. Talk about. Of course I would. You know she's lying, bro. She's covering up because Keith and other homeboy. Boy, they know, bro. You know what they gonna do? They gonna tear her ass up, boy. She know what not to do. She's in a small town too, bro. She looking at them niggas like it is what it is. It is what it is.
I don't want to get in trouble for that, for keeping that.
I don't know if Nick did this or not. There are things that point to possibly he did, which means he's a bad person, or he could not be. So again, I'm trying to reiterate: stay away from the guy. Okay? Don't talk to him about this. Don't talk to anybody about this. Doesn't happen.
Can you do that?
Whether he had something to do with it or not, I don't know. But he has told people that he has.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Montana continues to express her shock that Nick's name has come up in relation to Hunter's death. The detective concludes the conversation, and Montana may think this marks the end of her involvement in the matter. However, the following day, the detective and Montana meet again, and as you'll see, she didn't heed his advice.
I talked to him talking about this stuff, and then that's why I called you.
So you talked to Nick after you talked to me?
Yeah, I told him, because he messaged me, So I tried to, like, keep it short.
Hey, yo, what the
While it is possible that Montana is innocent and is simply trying to look out for her friend, going straight to Nick could also suggest that she's involved and wants to ensure their stories line up. If the detective wasn't suspicious of Montana before, he likely is now.
That was so stupid.
Allowed to ask this, but I'm guessing since you're talking about the guns, the person that was found was shot. Am I allowed to ask that?
We can't comment on what we have, but
that's a possibility.
let's focus in on what you do know.
Okay.
Interestingly, stating that they can't comment isn't actually true. There's usually no rule that would prevent the police from providing details to a potential witness. However, officers will often be strategic about the details they do divulge. Many times, police will want to wait to hear a witness's version of events.
Oh, God.
This serves two purposes. First, it ensures that the witness's statements aren't influenced by the detectives. Second, if the witness provides statements that the officers already know to be false, then they can use these contradictions in the interrogations. As it seems they aren't making much progress, the detective begins to lay it on thicker.
I'm glad you called me.
I'm not going to let you get the check.
Strange that you would even care to even stop and talk to Nick after that disclosed to you.
Why would you want to do that?
That he is suspected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why would you want to do that, huh, lady? After everything we just talked about. Why, as soon as we got out of this little discussion room, as soon as we left this little discussion 7-Eleven, you took your ass and you started talking to him immediately, expeditiously. Why? Seems kind of strange.
Killing somebody. I can't tell you what we know, but I know you would have been living at a house when this happened. And I don't know how you wouldn't know at least something. Something happened.
Something definitely happened.
In that time frame between, say, around the 4th of July and the month leading up to everybody moving out of that house.
Of course, Montana can explain it all away, as she's been doing so far.
Keith was on the run. We told him that he needed to go serve his time. Everybody did. But he didn't want to. So I know that Nick pretty much, I don't know if he told him, but I know that Nick didn't want him at the house if he was going to be on the run. I moved out because we were having some issues and with our relationship. One night we got in an argument and I just had it, so I moved out the very next day.
As of now, the detective is curious how Montana and Nick's conversation began the previous day. Apparently, they've been texting each other frequently. Unfortunately, Montana is unable to show the messages to the detective. Apparently, she routinely deletes all of her messages. These having been erased alone wouldn't make Montana guilty of anything. However, if combined with other evidence, the prosecution could use this to show something called consciousness of guilt. This is evidence that shows that a particular criminal defendant knew that they had done something wrong and were conscious of their own involvement. For example, destroying evidence of a crime. A common misconception is that once you delete something from a phone or computer, then that file or message is permanently deleted. However, this is not the case. Until the underlying data is actually written over, it can still be recovered. As Montana has continued to stick to her story, that she can't believe Nick could be involved in such a terrible crime and that she has no information to share, the detective kicks things up a notch. And as you'll see, Montana does have some details to share after all.
Okay, lay it on her.
Free.
Lay it on her. Let's go.
I know you know something. I'm looking at you right now, and I know you do.
And with that, Montana makes a shocking statement.
Lay it on her.
I was there.
With this revelation, there's no question about it.
She just broke
Montana
down.
has been lying.
Oh, God.
I don't want him to be in trouble. I don't want him to go to jail.
We got her, guys. We got her.
I don't want to go to jail.
This marks the point where everything changes course.
You're an accessory.
Montana has a mountain of information to provide, and it definitely won't be setting anyone free.
I know one day, Nick came home with this kid. I don't know his name. He said that he picked him up and he was a hitchhiker. And we were gonna feed him dinner and let him take a shower, and then Nick was gonna drop him off. at another place.
If you recall, the last word from Hunter was received around June 20th. The detective asks Montana when Nick picked the kid up.
Give me a time frame, summer. Was it about this party time that we're talking about?
A little bit before.
Okay.
The kid joined them for dinner. After that, they were going to show him a good time.
The kid had never went shooting rabbits. We talked about all of that sort of stuff. He had never went hunting, really, and he never went shooting rabbits. So the guys were going to take him out, Keith and Nick. So that was their plan, is they were going to take him out to go shooting and then go take him up to Mountain Home. When they got back, he wasn't there anymore. And
You didn't go with him to shoot rabbits?
Not that time.
What did Nick tell you about this?
All he said was that they took him out shooting and dropped him off in Mountain Home.
But you said you were there. You know this happened. You're in now. You're on the right path.
Oh God!
The detective asks her if she would be willing to call Nick while he covertly listens in.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's worth a try. According to a statement the detective made earlier, Nick has been eager to talk to other people who have then shared information with police.
So the police left me a message asking about the body.
They wouldn't say that in the message.
Damn, that nigga
Why
loud.
would they be asking me?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you know anything?
No.
When someone's voice goes from a lower tone and ends on a higher tone, it often means the person is questioning something or lacks confidence in what they're saying. It could also mean they are being disingenuous or are simply caught off guard. His upward inflection here is a red flag because this should be something he's certain about, which would be demonstrated with a firm tone of voice rather than his less than confident no.
Does anybody that you know anything?
Not that I know of. Everybody I've talked to doesn't have any idea what's going on. We're all trying to figure it out too. Because that seems really suspicious to me that they would call you and talk about a body in a message. They would just ask you to return the call.
If anything, it seems the call is making Nick suspicious of the whole situation.
He is.
They wanted to know about the body, and they said that it involved possibly that hitchhiker that you brought home. And you, and I told him that I'd have to call him back later. What's going on?
I don't know, Montana.
Okay.
I don't have any idea.
What happened to the hitchhiker?
I don't know. What's going on?
Because I just want to know. I want to know why they're calling me.
You already know. You know everything I know. So why are you asking me?
Because I just want to ask you because I don't know what to do. And I'm nervous and...
You have nothing to be nervous about.
Okay.
I picked up 100 hitchhikers over the last 3 years. So, it doesn't make any
That's
sense.
nuts.
Okay. I gotta go. Okay. Bye.
Unfortunately, the call didn't include the admission the detectives had hoped for.
What?
The following day, interview number 3 with Montana kicks off.
You recognize that gentleman?
That's the kid. Mm-hmm.
How certain are you?
Pretty certain.
You're sure that that's our missing hitchhiker?
Looks exactly like him.
Well, why was he even hitchhiking
Well, I
in
can
the
also
first
say that
place,
I'm 100%
dog?
sure that that's the body we found in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
It's all starting to crash down on Montana, and she has to know it. Also on this day, detectives also finally catch up with Keith. As you'll see, he's definitely not eager to talk. As Keith has had 3 unrelated warrants out for his arrest, he's been made aware that he will not be heading home after this interview. These warrants are not of interest to the detective. He has more pressing things on his mind.
We have been looking for you because you are not a suspect. You are a witness to what happened that day.
The detective starts the interrogation with some simple questions.
How long have you known Nick?
So like I said, I've only known him maybe 5 or 6 years.
But you grew up in that area out there in
Grandview, but I don't think Nick really went to school, and he's quite a few years younger than me, so I didn't really hang out with kids that were super young. You know what I mean?
Already, Keith is attempting to distance himself from Nick. The question is, why would he find it necessary to do so?
It's going to be a good relief for you, I think.
Yeah, y'all was just shooting buddies. Hold on, dog. Don't be trying
As
to do
Keith
that.
is about to start telling the story, he rubs his face and eyes, which is considered eye-blocking behavior. Not only is this a sign that he's uncomfortable, but it also acts as a barrier between him and the detective. As well, it can be an attempt to avoid having to look into the face of the person who he may begin lying to.
So Nick could call, I think I was at work or something, and I was going to get home late.
Get fidgety
Nick
now, dog.
Messaged me and said that he picked up a hitchhiker and he brought him back to the house. But I knew it was going to be a while before I got there.
That's not how Montana recalled the evening.
Keith wasn't with Nick when Nick picked him up. I think Keith was already at the house.
He started messaging something like he needed to, and don't quote me on that. These aren't his exact words.
Okay.
It was just in reference to. It was something like he had basically like a thirst to kill or something like that.
Things are looking worse for everyone at this point.
What?
Montana and Keith's stories aren't lining up, and Nick allegedly has some very alarming urges.
And at first, throughout the whole fucking night, I thought he was just fucking joking. But then when I showed up at the house, his persona was different.
It wasn't the same Nick that you normally
know.
Everybody's snitching on everybody, bro.
And there was a hitchhiker there?
Like they.
Yeah, there was.
Well, you could tell ain't no loyalty.
shooting
Once they all
rabbits.
start getting wrapped up.
And then I remember we go up towards
They couldn't keep
Bruno
it solid.
Canyon, maybe.
And in the midst of this story, Keith reveals something that perhaps he wasn't supposed to reveal.
And like Montana, she was sitting in front of me.
This admission from Keith is definitely not consistent with her story, at least with one of her earlier versions that she told the previous day.
You didn't go with him to shoot rabbits.
Not that time.
In this third interview, she must realize that the walls are beginning to close in.
You haven't been honest with me. I know you haven't. I went back, I listened to the calls, and I listened to their interview yesterday. You were there when this happened. I have to put Nick in prison, whether you like it or not. And you're going to have to help me do that. Will you do that and tell me exactly what happened?
Yeah.
As her self-preservation instincts kick in, Montana's account changes yet again.
Wow.
And as you'll see, she knows much more than she originally let on.
So I didn't watch it happen.
Laundry, nigga.
I looked away because I didn't want to watch it. Keith was in the car with me. He was in the back seat.
There's now a consensus between the two. Keith and Montana were both present at the time of the murder.
Nick let the kid get out and go shoot at a rock.
That kid wanted to shoot one of Nick's bigger guns, rifles. So he's firing it, and
what's he shooting at?
Just rock and nothing. There was no rounds there. He was just firing it just so he could fire it, I guess.
What happened next was absolutely chilling.
I don't know, I just happened to be watching them, and I seen the kid empty out that gun, and he spun around, and I looked over at Nick, and I seen him with his pistol, and it was down at his hip, and it was pointing right towards him, because the kid was maybe a little bit farther than that door.
From the wall to the door?
Yeah, a little bit farther from Nick.
Okay.
And then Nick pulled the trigger and shot him right in the stomach.
And Nick got up out of the car and he shot him.
The kid
see, it's not even
threw Nick's rifle down, and Nick waited till his gun was empty.
That rifle was empty.
Yeah. And the kid couldn't fire back.
And I know that the kid said something.
The kid was screaming, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Don't fucking kill me. I have a kid. Don't fucking kill me." And he fell onto his back, and he was like trying to kick at Nick because Nick walked up to him.
And then he fired off 2 more shots.
And then Nick put 2 rounds in his head. I'm standing there and like.
So the 2
shocked,
rounds
like,
were right. That was the only thing
The accounts
consistent.
match up as far as Nick shooting Hunter, but then the versions veer off in different directions. According to Montana, Keith was in the car with her at this time. Keith continues with more heart-wrenching details of the savage ambush on the unarmed young man.
And he turns towards...
So it's fucked up that the only consistent part is that he got 2 to the dome. That's the only consistent part in this whole story. Is that Hunter... We still don't know why the hell Hunter was out there hitchhiking. He probably was looking for some Nebraska booty. And he stumbled upon Montana, thought he was going to get some Nebraska booty. But my thing is, if you stumbled upon the Montana trying to get some Nebraska butt, and you see these 2 other niggas, Nick and Keith, why not just go ahead and be like, oh, wait, this is... Well, maybe he was like, bro, okay, I'll be a third party. Maybe he wanted a third party on her. I don't know. But, like, to me... If I'm looking for some Montana booty, I kind of want it to be like, you know what I'm saying, a 1v1, not like that was a 3v1, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me, but maybe he was okay with that. Yeah, I guess he wanted to cop that ticket for the train, my G. But I'm just like, see, man, you see what happens when you try to get that ticket to that train? You see what happens? You try to get the ticket to the train, you got 2 to the brain. See, man?
Nick turns towards Nick and is walking back
towards Nick,
and he gets shot right here.
Okay,
crazy.
In the side of the stomach?
No, it was like right, maybe below the rib.
Yeah,
okay. He drops the gun and he's holding himself.
And he's standing up.
He was standing up, yeah, and then he had like tripped and fell on his back.
Okay, and Nick walked up to him.
And Nick walked up to him.
And this kid's saying, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, whatever he's saying.
That's fucked up, though, bro.
And Nick puts 2 rounds in his head.
What happened, what did Nick do after he shot him in the head?
Looking for casings. He's looking for his shells.
For the pistol?
For the pistol.
What kind of pistol was it?
1911.
What caliber?
45. The Lord's caliber.
When it seems Nick's acts have reached peak malice, he takes things to another level, which can only be described as horrific.
The kid was still breathing.
Even though he'd been shot in the head?
Yeah, twice. He was still breathing. So Nick point blank shot him again in the face. And he stopped.
And with that, Hunter, referred to by Montana and Keith only as the Kid, was dead. You've probably noticed that Montana and Keith continually refer to Hunter as the Kid or the Body. These are their attempts to emotionally distance themselves from Hunter and his murder.
This is what I don't understand. Why would you put me and Montana in a situation that I sure don't want to be in? I don't know about Montana, but I don't want to be in that.
What did you guys do? I'm saying as a collective, maybe it was all him.
Conveniently, that's where the story's headed, for now.
I'm so fucking, like, what the fuck? I don't have a gun, and I can't just pull the trigger on somebody, you know what I mean? I know it wasn't directed towards me. I know I probably should have fucking done something, but I don't know what the fuck to do.
Apparently, Nick knew exactly what to do next.
He's like tearing the fucking kid's clothes off because the kid was in our house. Nick's wanting to take all the clothes off except for his underwear because he sat in our house in the fibers. Nick's a smart fucking dude.
So he stripped him of his clothes?
Yeah. Put it all in the bag and burned them.
And then he asked Keith to get out and help him undress him, and they drug him off. I did not watch. I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't even know what was going on.
He says, help me drag this body over. It's like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do this. And I did.
Nick likely wanted him to help clean up because the more involved Keith was, the less likely he would be to report him. If he tried to implicate Nick, then he would be implicating himself as well. Despite their efforts, both Keith and Montana are more involved than they claim to be. And the truth will soon start to show itself as more shocking revelations are made.
After it all went down, Nick went through his belongings and got his ID.
What happened to the ID?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He kept the license of the kid. I don't know where he put it. I don't know if he still has it, but I know that he kept it.
This behavior can be a warning sign of a potential serial killer and an indicator that if given a chance, he would kill again. As the detective is starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together, he wants more information about the motive behind the brutal killing. Obviously, there's no real rationale. So what drove Nick to commit such an unconscionable act?
You told me that it's like he had a thirst for blood.
Yeah.
So what makes you tell me that? What was the basis of the context that would give?
I can't remember exactly what was said, but it was along the lines of, this kid's a liar, and I'm going to end it, or I'm going to end him, or something like that.
According to Keith, Nick's comments were in the form of text messages sent to Keith while Hunter was a guest in their home.
Did you have the idea that something bad was going to happen to that kid?
I don't know. It's kind of like mixed feelings. Like, just because Nick was saying that, I didn't really expect that shit to be fucking going to happen that way.
However, that's not what Montana says.
But what happened? What transpired with Nick? Because what I'm being told is Nick was going to kill this guy, and he had planned on doing it. Hey, did you have any idea that this was going to happen?
I know that Keith and Nick talked about it, and they told me that something was going to happen, but I didn't know what. And once we got out there, I figured it out. I know that after the fact, he would talk about doing it again. That it was a stress relief. Or talk about
a stress relief,
finding a random person driving down the highway in the middle of Idaho, like on the highway from Idaho to Nevada, and just finding a random person and I feel like the car was broke down or something and killing them and driving their car off into the desert and burning it on fire.
The reality that Nick was an aspiring serial killer is all too real. Keith.
And then the other thing, bro, said he had like picked up over 100 hitchhikers over the course of 2 years or something. That's crazy, bro. It goes right back to what I was saying. It's always a certain type of it's always one of them.
This interview is concluded and he's taken into custody as a result of his unrelated warrants. However, when it comes to his involvement in the murder, the investigation has just begun. There's only one person left who can answer the detective's remaining question, Nick. Detectives then catch up with him that same afternoon on October 26th.
Hey, the reason we wanted to talk to you is because of a body that was found out in the desert.
I heard about that. I actually saw the notice on Facebook, the press release from
Okay, well, some hunters found this body that's out in the desert, right? And contacted the police. They asked us to assist with them. That's why we're here. Okay. And we're trying to track down any and everything that we could find out about who this person may be. Okay, and what happened to this person.
Nick is holding his body very still, which may indicate that he is in fight or flight mode. When someone encounters a threat, they may freeze momentarily. This is an instinctual response in order to minimize attention, much like an animal may stop all movement when they realize a predator has spotted them.
Your name came up as somebody that we might want to talk to that might know something about this.
Why is that?
Now, I got to tell you straight up, I can't tell you a lot of stuff. I'll tell you what I can. Would you happen to know anything about this body being out in the desert?
I don't know. No, I don't have any idea. I know some people a while back thought I saw a notice saying that a hitchhiker that I had picked up had gone missing.
Nick has thoroughly prepared his story for this interview. So far, he seems confident that he's got this one in the bag.
Nick's a smart fucking dude.
As you'll see, though, the interview will begin to head in a different direction shortly.
Okay.
And not to Nick's advantage.
Okay.
Nick readily relays his encounter with the hitchhiker to the detective.
I asked him where he wanted to go, because I'm obviously not going to drive him to Nebraska. And I said, well, if you haven't eaten, if you're hungry, whatever, I can take you home, make dinner. I got to make dinner anyway. And I can bring you back to town tonight or in the morning. Save you that much time. And he said, all right.
Nick explains that Hunter ate dinner with Nick, Keith, and Montana. Then they all went out to shoot rabbits. His account is consistent with the others so far, but then Nick throws in some new information.
Came back to the house. He had made a comment about Montana. I was not excited about his comment about Montana. Some sexual stuff about wondering if she would sleep with him and all this. And I said no, because at the time Montana and I were semi-seeing each other.
Okay.
I took him to the Chevron Mountain Home. It was after dark. I don't even know what time it was. Took him to Chevron Mountain Home. Gave him $20 cash. Two $10 bills, I think it was. And that was the last time I saw or heard from him until somebody said they seen a missing poster with his name on it.
This is the first we've heard in relation to inappropriate comments, so it's likely that Nick may have added this in to paint an entirely different narrative. He wants police to believe that he's a kind stranger that took in a hitchhiker and made him dinner, only dropping him off at a gas station in Mountain Home, Idaho, after he supposedly made Montana uncomfortable.
What would you think if I told you that I thought the guy that was out there?
You wanted that
in the
Montana,
desert was the same
see.
The same person.
that you described to me.
I think that's
That Montana,
crazy, to say the least. A little uncomfortable at the same time.
What would I?
Because that would instantly point a finger at me, being the last person that saw him, had a meal with him.
It's going to be difficult for Nick to explain away the next question posed by the detectives.
What would you say if I told you that he was out in that general area that you described to me as well?
Knew it, dog.
Around Shoofly?
This is too easy.
In the desert out there, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's... I don't know.
Is it well known out there for people to go out there?
Yeah, all kinds of people go through the desert out there shooting rabbits or
whatever. You know, we did talk to Montana.
Mm-hmm.
And she told us some of the same stuff that you've said, but some of it's a little different.
Okay.
Okay. We talked to Keith.
Okay.
And he told us some stuff too, but some of it's a little different.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why we wanted to talk to you.
I understand completely.
Okay. The story they told us has a different kind of an ending.
Really?
Yeah. So we want to talk to you about that and see what the ending really is.
Okay.
Nick is clearly feeling the pressure. He may be realizing that this version isn't quite cutting it.
Nope.
You know, the story that we were hearing is that the hunter never came back from that hunting trip.
Really?
Shooting rabbits.
Most likely a strategic move, the detective exits the room for a few minutes, then returns and directly confronts Nick.
I know you were involved in what happened with him. Now, hold on. Let me finish it. I'd like you to tell us the truth. I know that you guys were out shooting rabbits. Mm-hmm. Well, I know that. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's not a doubt. I know that you guys you had picked him up as he was hitchhiking. Mm-hmm. Okay? I know that you had some drinks, smoked some weed with him, took him out for a drive, right? Mm-hmm. But I also know that at the end of the drive, he stayed there. And he stayed there because he was shot. I know that. Fire! I also know that he was shot with a 1911 45. Mm-hmm. Okay, which you had.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I also know that you shot him.
Then the tables turn and Nick poses some questions of his own.
And why would you say that?
Because I know that.
How do you know that?
I have the proof. I have the 45 bullets. I also have witnesses that were out there that said that you did it.
Nick has dug himself quite a hole. Mm-hmm. Now that he sees he's not going to get out of this, he attempts to provide a new story to the detective, one that will get him out of trouble. And as you'll see, it's unbelievable.
Do you want to tell us about what happened out there?
Yeah, but we were out there shooting rabbits, drinking, and we got out. He had said he wanted to shoot, he shot at a rock. He just started shooting at it. And I was like, don't shoot at the rock. Like ricochets happen. And he said, it'll be okay. And he turned around, and I was standing just outside the driver's door, and he turned around and I heard the gun click. And I reacted.
And what'd you do?
I shot him. I went back to the same thing I was trying to do.
In the military.
Mm-hmm. And even afterwards, Keith looked at me and he's like, that wasn't you. And I said, well,
then
I mean, in a way, that is me.
So Nick did shoot Hunter, but according to Nick, it was simply a reflex.
A reflex.
After all, he'd been trained to react in the
Self-defense.
military. Nick makes a last-ditch effort to assassinate Hunter's character, having already confessed to actually assassinating him.
But what about the
While
two to
going
the
through
dome?
Hunter's belongings prior to burning some of the evidence, Nick claims to have made a shocking discovery.
He had grabbed my stuff from the Marine Corps. I have a set of dog tags and a little crystal image of myself from boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then my ribbons.
He had that stuff in
and
his...
it was in his backpack, along with a set of my hunting knives.
Really? So he was in the process of stealing from you.
And that just pissed me off even more, I think.
Okay.
Quite obviously, the detective isn't buying any of it. As the interview is
Straight
about to
cap,
come to a
bro.
close, Nick recounts the gunshots
But
that
ain't no
ended
way
Hunter's
you think
life.
You got the one in the stomach,
Ain't no way.
and then the one in the face. And I've heard so many people struggling to breathe, and I couldn't listen to it. It's just one of those kind of triggered me. So just double tap real quick.
To his head?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it was a mercy killing. You'll soon hear from Montana that this story has no merit whatsoever.
In the 1911?
A mercy kill.
The one I shot him with is buried in the desert.
Okay. Where in the desert?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay.
You'll never get that from me.
Okay.
Refusing to disclose the gun's location could be a show of power. Nick already confessed to killing Hunter because of the evidence against him. However, the whereabouts of the gun is something
heard
he
him,
can
bro.
control,
Double tap.
especially if he's the only one who knows the location.
Feel better to get off your chest a little bit? The whole situation didn't even weigh on me. I don't know.
That's tough.
The easiest way to explain it would be like putting a mask on.
It seems that in this moment, Nick is the most honest he's been the entire time, openly telling the officers that the murder he committed hasn't bothered him in the least. When he says it's like putting on a mask, he's likely referring to the manipulation and deception that he uses in his everyday life to blend in with the average person.
Well, you know, you have
That's
to be arrested.
crazy.
I completely understand. I'd prefer you read me my rights first, though, on the tape with everything else.
I'm not going to read you your rights right now because I'm not going to ask you any more questions. Okay? But we are going to arrest you.
All right.
All right? So do me a favor. Turn around, put your hands up on the wall there.
Nick is taken into custody, and though his conversation with the detectives is concluded, he definitely isn't done talking. He calls a woman believed to be his mother while in prison, and it seems he still believes he can beat the system.
Hello?
Hello?
What happened, Nick?
Well, for right now, it's murder one.
I know. Who was it?
It was that hitchhiker.
Why?
There's a lot that went into it, Ma.
That's why you were so infatuated with it. That's why you called me, isn't it?
With what?
As soon as you knew that that body had been found.
No. Anything I got from me yesterday isn't going to count for shit anymore.
Why is that?
Because I never read your rights.
We get some interesting insight as to how Nick thinks when he gloats that because he wasn't read his rights, he believes that
Right.
nothing that he said the previous day can be held against him.
So you think just because they didn't read you your rights, even though you clearly got caught up, so you think you good? You think you straight, huh? That's crazy, bro. It's always these types. Bro just wanted to get some Montana-see. That's all he wanted. Probably didn't even want the Montana-see. I think he did. But I'm just like, bro, it was not worth it. She ain't even that bad, bro. Maybe that's Montana bad. Maybe she is bad in Montana standards. 'Cause I ain't never been there. I don't know how down bad they are there, but damn, bro.
He is sorely mistaken.
Always them.
We can assume Nick was not in custody when he came to speak with officers. If the police ask you to voluntarily come down to the police station and don't place you under arrest, you aren't in custody. So everything you say can be used in court. Unless you're in custody, there is no legal requirement that the police read you your Miranda rights.
Damn.
A few days later, ironically, Montana meets again with the detective for one last interview. And boy, does she have some interesting information to share.
And he talked about doing it more afterwards, like going and on Highway 51 out in the middle of nowhere and acting like his car was broke down and then end up killing whoever stopped and taking their car out into the desert and burning it on fire.
We've heard this story before. However, this time Montana has some
Is that
horrifying
just a thing
information
to
to
do in
add.
Montana?
He talked about doing that. He talked about being out more
Nebraska?
hitchhikers. He told me and Keith that it was our turn next. He wanted a little community of little killers. And I went along with it because I didn't know what else to do.
I went along with it because, you know, I live in Nebraska. I got finished with all of my corn shucking and I'm bored as hell. You know, we just don't got shit else to do. So I said, fuck it, let's do it.
Knowing now that Nick's plan was to commit more murders, a chilling question is raised.
Did Nick kill anybody else?
Not that I know of. He never talked about it. I never went.
You know, it was probably a
after
whole
that.
basement full of bodies or something, bro.
He just said that he wanted to.
Did he pick up any hitchhikers that you know of?
After that, no.
And in the question that follows, the detective provides some intriguing information regarding Nick's alleged service.
Did he ever, besides his fake Afghanistan stories where he said he killed people, which aren't true, did he ever talk about killing anybody outside of the military?
Yes, he did. He said when he lived in Caldwell, people would hire him, kind of. They would pay him to go take care of people that they didn't like.
As horrifying as that admission was, it seems that this was another case of Nick lying about what were, most likely, acts he'd merely fantasized about committing.
There has been a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
We'll take you from here. You'll get booked into the Twin Falls County Jail.
Okay.
Don't stop
You'll
crying
be
now.
arraigned probably tomorrow.
Don't be crying
And
now.
you'll end up being transported most likely to the Owyhee County Jail. Keith's also just got arrested today too. You knew that Nick did. Nick did confess to
Don't
this.
cry now.
The case against him is unbelievably strong based on what we've found.
Going to
Despite
jail
this claim,
now.
Nick continues to believe that he has the upper hand. In a jail call recorded a few weeks after Nick's arrest, he and a man believed to be his father discussed the case against him.
I don't know if they've got all their ducks in a row yet.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think they got it all together, and I don't think they've given enough evidence to do a whole lot.
Nick also spoke to a woman believed to be his new girlfriend. Apparently, Nick caught wind of an element that was to be used in the case against him. An incriminating find had surfaced.
Went to court this morning.
Yeah, how'd it go?
I talked to my attorneys, and apparently they're trying to use text messages, a group message between me, Keith, and Montana about shooting rabbits behind the barn.
Okay.
They're trying to use that as a plan to commit murder, basically.
What? About shooting rabbits
Yeah, behind the barn,
in fucking Bruno, Idaho. Shooting rabbits behind a barn. That's a plan?
apparently.
Give me a fucking break.
In the end, despite his certainty that he would beat the system, Nick elected to take a plea deal. In late August of 2019, he was sentenced to life for first-degree murder. He will serve 30 years before he will be eligible for parole. Montana pleaded guilty to criminal conspiracy and failure to notify authorities of a death. In December of 2019, she received a sentence of 15 years in prison, with a possibility of parole after serving 5 years. Earlier that year, Keith pleaded guilty to accessory to first-degree murder, evidence destruction, and failure to notify authorities of a death. He was sentenced to 26 years and could be eligible for parole after he has served 11 years.
That's
me
crazy,
coming from Africa, I came.
That's freaking nuts, dog. Why though? What's wrong with y'all? Why, bro? Why? Why can't y'all just chill? They do. They got football jersey numbers, which they deserve, bro, wholeheartedly. But why, bro? Why y'all gotta be like that? What's the point? What's the pleasure in harming people for no damn reason, my G? Is there really nothing to do in Nebraska? Is there only like one bad bitch per like square capita? So it's like, oh nah, bro, this is mine. I'm keeping it. I'm doing whatever I gotta do. Like, why? That's I don't understand it, bro. I don't get it. But we're not done yet. I'm about to go take a piss real quick. Take a quick pay. Learn about some yoga real quick. In case y'all got some back problems.
the attraction of smoking marijuana? What kind of sensation does it give you?
Well, it makes me feel very nice, very warm towards people. It also gives me a sort of, I don't know, sort of peace of mind.
If I smoked it and no one else, usually you give it away.
Jumping up the kissy, tripping on the sissy, sipping on some scissor, just stung a busy. Man, it's Project Petter, boy in my lapper, staying on the grind 'cause the loot gonna stack her. Watching for a jacker, you know I'm a macker. What you need, dog, poke weed or some cracker? Ice on my pinky, smoking on stanky. All the sucker slipping, now I'm on some Twinkies, flossing like a player. Goals keep a twinkle, eyes fire visit. I'm stars that wrinkle, all up in the clizzard, high off the bizzard. Famous in the hood, so these hoes showing lizard. A duck, I'm a bizzard, so don't be a hater. You lame to the game, 'cause you is a faker. My dose on the triple, like that to your flipple. I'm hungry for cheese, like hungry hippo. Ballers, we be on some twankies. Player haters get found, stanky. Keeping fat blunts so that danky. Big diamond rings on our panky. Ballers, we be on some twankies. Player haters get found, stanky. Keeping fat blunts so that danky. Big diamond rings on our panky. I pack a gat, my friend. I'm staying strapped, my friend. My 17 rounds watching my back, my friend. Killers attack, my friend. They on your back, my friend. Where you gon' be if you ever step the pack, my friend? I keep it real, my friend. Blood gonna spill, my friend. You violating, hate niggas or get killed, my friend. Big money deals, my friend. Flexing my skills, my friend. I'm popping game like a junkie popping pills, my friend.
Got me hot, so hot, so hot. This thing has got me hot, so hot, so hot. The molly's got me hot, so hot, so hot. The shrooms got me hot, so hot, so hot. This Funto got me hot, so hot, so hot. This Zans got me hot, so hot, so hot. The molly's got me hot, so hot, so hot. The shrooms got me hot, so hot, so hot.
Well, the orange mango label, rotary, wrong. In my old school Mercedes, smoke OG, wrong. When I'm Californicating, I got 3 phones, business, conversation, and relation. Hold up, wait a sec, wait a minute, wait a tip. Jake on my wrist, 4-finger ring on my hand. Say what you say to my wrist, talk to the hand. Don't want the results of the hands, make the face say to the fist.
Rick James, bitch.
Funny as shit. Color orange mango label, rotary, wrong. In my old school Mercedes, smoke OG, wrong. When I'm Californicating, I got 3 phones, business, conversation, and relation. Hold up, wait a sec, wait a minute, wait a tip. Jake on my wrist, 4-finger ring on my hand. Say what you say to my wrist, talk to the hand. Don't want the results of the hands, make the face say to the fist.
Rick James, bitch.
Funny as shit. Tugging the kids, so high in the fuck
Hey, girl.
Hola. Hey. Looks like somebody got some new clothes.
Yeah, we did a little shopping. You know, I couldn't have my boy running around looking like no bum.
I didn't look like a bum.
Oh, come on now, man. You know you had that Salvation Army thing going. God damn, girl. You getting high already? It's just 2 o'clock.
Okay, my bad, y'all. I had to go check on my son real quick.
Gonna rob you of your ambition.
Make sure he was good, had to feed him and all that good stuff. You know what I'm talking about? My bad.
Oh, y'all come
Back.
Cheech and Chong.
Back.
But don't get up. I got it.
I was thinking too, bro. The green screen up. So I'm thinking about when I game. Yeah, I can still game. Yeah, I can still game. I just gotta crop me. We might still. I mean, we definitely still gonna game it. Like, don't get it twisted. We definitely still gonna game it. But like I had like the couch right here and shit, so it was really I couldn't like move around. It felt like I was really like boxed in, bro. Now like I actually got room to move, bro. Like I can do whatever, bro. I got room to move, bro. This is actually cool. I like this now. Like I feel like a sense of freedom. Other times it feels like it was just like so confining, constricting. This is better. Don't you like this better, bro? This is way better. Alright, we about to get into the next video real quick. Gotta start getting random. What? Oh no, what the hell that was about? why certain streamers be streaming standing. That's my backup break. Alright, y'all ready to get into the next one? The next little good one. Next little good one. Yeah, I kinda like this, bro. Yeah, this look kinda play. Alright, we watched 2 heavy ones, right? We watched 2 heavy ones, so it's time for a funny one. It's time for us to get light.
When a young Mennonite woman was found dead in Arizona.
Can't watch this. Yes. This is a good
Welcome.
One. This is a good one. Now, this is a good one. Now, this is a light one. This is a funny one. Now, I'm a part of this community. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a pretty hefty boy myself. I'm trying to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get right. So, I feel like I got a good eye for this. I feel like I got a damn good eye for this. This is one I know. I'm already 2 for 2 with the 2 scary ones. Well, not scary ones, the heavy ones. But now we're going to find a funny. So we're gonna react to this one. We're going to watch. And I know I'm going to get it right. We got 6 plus size people versus 1 fake. I don't even know how you can fake fat. How can you fake fat, bro? It's like you either fat or you not. You know what I'm saying? I know clearly I'm fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there was one. Now, I ain't gonna lie, there was one case. I had this ex, right? And before I actually saw her, I saw her face because she had like a profile picture. I think the profile picture was just her face. And she had a chubby face. You know what I'm saying? A real round face. So, but she was a skinny thing. She was a skinny mini. You know what I'm saying? She was like slim as hell. You know what I'm saying? Probably weighed like $125, if that. You know what I'm saying? But just looking at the face, you would think she was chunky, but she wasn't chunky. So I have had a case where I've seen that before, but that's super rare, dog. Like super, super rare. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, if you got a chunky face, then 9 times out of 10, you probably kind of chunky. You know what I'm saying? You got a slender face. Like, if y'all just saw if y'all only saw homie's face right here on the screen, if y'all only saw, like, him from the neck up, you will automatically like, oh, yeah, he's slender. Look at him. His jawline like this and all that, bro. You can tell he a little nigga. You know what I'm talking about? It's like certain things you be able to tell. But, yeah, let's get into this, bro. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up.
To the Creator Launchpad. We want to see your idea for a new original show concept. So get together with your friends and shoot an episode. We'll watch your video, and if we love it,
Is everyone here? Is everyone?
description below for more information.
Does everyone here wear jeans? Like just yeah. Where do you?
Hold on. All right, so there's only one slim dude, and the rest of them are all
You guys buy your jeans from?
thick bitches.
Honestly,
2 thick bitches, 1 thick, or three thick bitches.
depends. I've had some luck. I mean, I present more masculine, so a lot of the times I will like resource to Old Navy. I'll just kind of go there and like get one of the bigger pairs. I actually did just get a pair from Old Navy.
So we got like a
couple.
All right, so he's like homie in the middle. He's like, he's fat too. Yeah, he's just a smaller fat. And shorty on the left, she just like, she kind of got like that mom build, honestly. But she got to stand up. But I think she's kind of like, kind of on the chunkier side. But she ain't like bad, but she's probably like on that chunkier tier side too. Okay.
Weeks ago, and I love it, but it's a little big in the waist, so I do have to take it in. I'm probably gonna tailor it though. So, but I do love Old Navy's jeans, especially their.
Shorty in the middle got the fupa going crazy. Her zipper about to bust.
Section.
I don't really wear jeans, but I think the only 2 pairs that I own are from Shein.
I feel like it depends what style I'm going for.
True.
Like for fitted jeans, I definitely think like good American.
So the one slender, well, fit person is, you know, y'all see the nails? You know what I'm saying? So, okay.
Is my go-to. Obviously, they're like on the higher end of like pricing wise, but they like make my ass look great.
Well, that's the thing. Also, like getting the confidence to actually wear what you want, it took me forever. So when I actually did, I'm still in the mentality when I was like 16, 17 and I could fit in a medium. So I'm like, oh, I can't go to the same stores. Like I can't go to a mall and buy clothes anymore.
I would say 2 years ago, I would go to like Goodwills and Value Villages, but that has become a lot harder as of late. The reason that I chose to do this was mainly because it meant a lot to me to share the idea of like, as you transition away from being in a bigger body to potentially being in a skinnier body, that is not something that like makes you harder working or better at like achieving some sort of goal than the other person or another person that you may see in a plus size body. And going into it, I like promised myself I wasn't gonna tell any lies. I was gonna be very truthful and speak on every kind of experience that I had had leading up to today. I wanted to make sure that what I was saying was stuff that I lived through. I think putting on a character would be disrespectful to the other people that were here today. I just thrift most of my clothing and like.
Hey. You okay? You need some water? You okay, little dude? I'm over there about to cough up a hairball. You alright? Cat dad problems.
I have a tailor for my pants anyway.
Shout out to the tailors.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when I'm back home. I'm 15 minutes outside of New York City, so I usually just commute in there. There's this one thrift store, I don't know if anybody's been, called the L Train, and like that is really good for carrying bigger sizes. Back in my actual hometown, I can go to my tailor very easily. It's like a 5-minute drive from my house.
Okay.
So I thrift probably 90% of my clothing cheap.
Bro, all they're doing is talking about how they dress and what they dress in and where they get their clothes. This shit could be simple. Bitch, let me feel your face. Or let me touch your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Why are we playing games, bro? Why are we playing games? Why are they making this like an extra thing, bro? Let me touch your face. Let me touch your stomach. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I can find out if you plus size or not. Bitch, let me hold your wrist. Well, that don't count because I can put my finger. I got kind of a smaller wrist. My hand ain't really that big either. So see, like my shit touching. Cause you know, like they say, like, you know, if you got a big chick, you know what I'm saying, they can't put they fingers can't touch when they put they, like, you know what I'm saying. But like, I'm a big dude, and my shit still do that. Yeah, y'all see I'm touching. Don't even try to play me. See, look, I'm touching. You hear that? That's my nails snapping. See? I gotta cut them. But yeah, I'm touching. So, but yeah, bro, why they playing, dog? This could be super simple. Just like, let me touch your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Figure that shit out. They playing games, yo. They making this a lot harder than it has.
It saves energy and like
this shit can be super simplified.
There is no way he's gonna go pay like $15 for jeans, then go pay $45. Like, I get it, as a plus size person, tailoring for some things, great. But I could not believe for a second that he is tailoring every set. And I was like, he is not fat anymore.
Not gonna lie, I shop at Ross a lot or Marshalls. And finding jeans is hard. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes at Ross they'll have bigger sizes, sometimes they don't. But if it says stretch, then I'm usually good on it.
I actually didn't even share where I got my jeans from. I realized that. I usually shop at like American Eagle. Jeans in general are like a struggle to find. Either they fit your thighs and they don't fit your waist, or they fit your waist and it's a struggle.
So this don't count. I'm not even participating in this. Did he even say anything?
Oh man. I did feel, I guess, invalidated in a point because they were talking about, brands and,
I don't even think he
stuff
said
that I can't
anything.
really afford. So I thought my answer of, I shop at Ross because that's what I
All right, sometimes you gotta hit people with that like, oh, hold on real quick, I gotta call you right back. Cause niggas don't be talking about nothing. I just needed to know one thing.
I could afford. I thought that's what kind of eliminated me.
So I was gonna say, if any of you guys did any form of like performance as a kid, and I know we were talking about how some of us were models before, sorry about names, but how that affected you growing up and how like the idea of performing and being on stage was definitely more difficult for you than your peers.
That is an awesome question.
Well, you start since there.
Yeah. So I was on the math team for my elementary school, which was like very fun and I enjoyed it a lot. But before our first meet, when we were doing practices and such, they gave us the vest sizes. And I remember putting on the largest vest size that they had and it clinging to my skin and making me very uncomfortable. And I walked into the bathroom and I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I can't do this, and I quit. And it really frustrated me that I let that take away something that meant a lot to me. That was definitely like my first experience with like, it is very difficult for me that outside elements are going to take who I am and make that a form of a problem.
As a woman in a plus size theater community, it's like, I always got the funny roles or the really unattractive roles. And I'm like, I'm big, that doesn't mean I'm hilarious. Like,
Girl, we could talk about this forever.
Yeah, so that's super powerful because performing and
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel her. I feel what she's saying. But at the same time, especially when you in that type of, she said, what, theater arts or creative stuff or whatever, I feel you. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a part of that big community. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. But at the same time, you got to play to your strengths, shorty. That's all I'm saying. Like, say if there's you and then there's another shorty, maybe a slightly little bit more slimmer or whatever, you know you gonna play her best friend. You know what I'm saying? Her funny big best friend. That's normally how I go in movies and shit like that, yo. I mean, I know the narrative can be changed, but that's like the typical norm real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stick to your strengths. I'm not saying that's in real life, because obviously that's not the... Look at niggas' baby mamas, bro. Come on, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. Look at niggas' baby mamas, bro. But in the theater arts, the creative arts and stuff like that, all I'm saying is sometimes you gotta play to your strengths. Like, if that role can help you blow, you know, if it ain't degrading, put yourself in that little position so you can catapult to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gotta say you gotta stay in that box. You ain't gotta stay in that lane. Nobody's like saying that, but you know, sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
becoming into yourself, you either have to be overly confident and fake it till you make it, or it will tear you down. So I'm very sorry that happened to you.
How do we all identify? Do we identify, like, what do we use to label ourselves, if you have one?
P-H-A-T. Thank you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, I give you that. And you talking about you don't want to be the funny fat black chick, and you saying shit like that. Like, you... Let's continue.
I have a weird feeling about that one for some reason.
Really?
I like just normal.
Yeah.
Because I'll say fat and then people will be like, oh my God, fat. And then I'll be like, it's not inherently a bad word. It's an...
All right, now what they not gonna do? What they motherfucking not gonna do? What they not gonna do is try to downplay fat like it's a bad thing. Like it isn't. It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this ain't a Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all of y'all. I'm not no type of phobic. You see, I'm a fat nigga too. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when you are bigger, you are at risk for more health issues, and it is kind of more difficult for you to do things than the average motherfucker. Like, say, because I look at things objectively, and like, in like a theoretical sense too. Theoretically speaking, if there was a zombie apocalypse to pop off right now, you fat niggas are lunch meat. Me too. But see, I'm not kind of like an active fat nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a phantom, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a phantom from AMP, you know what I'm saying? Shout out AMP. I'm like one of them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of different. But like most of you fat niggas is lunch meat, bro. Like y'all gonna get ate. Y'all gonna get ate first. And y'all gonna be the first ones to turn and become like the big bruisers or the bloaters or the spitters. Y'all gonna be a problem. Y'all are gonna be a real problem. That's what I'm saying. It's not okay, dog. Think about it. It's not a joke. It's not funny. Think about it for real. Them niggas get caught, get bit, try to run, catch up to the group. We try to, you know what I'm saying, still make way to do things. They turn, mutate because they got a whole lot of fat and mucus in them and shit. They turn into bloaters and shit. Now they're a bigger problem than the average zombie. That's an issue, my G. That's like not cool. Like think about it. If that whole room right now were to get like some type of T virus or some type of like Last of Us fungus thing, oh bro. You know how hard it is to 1v3 one of those? You 1v 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, he's small. But still, you 1v5 and 3 bloaters? Now that's crazy. Now we're not talking video game stats. We're talking if this was real life. Now think about it. The average zombie is going to be kind of hard to like, you know, get up out of here. So if you got a bloater, like a big one, and it can like spew things and it's like mute, bro. 5 of them at that. That's what I'm saying, bro. What they not gonna do is glorify being fat, bro. Like it's not. I'm not shaming. I'm not saying anything is wrong with you per se as a person, but like you're not gonna glorify just being fat, like, cause that's like glorifying sloth, and that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? That's laziness. You know what I'm saying? You want to be an active motherfucker. You want to do shit, even if you active and just like doing chill shit. You don't got being active don't mean you gotta go to the gym, drink protein, and fucking jog and fucking lift weights every fucking 15 minutes and yeah, look at me muscles. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do all of that. Just be active and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like do something that gets your body moving, or do something that's like just don't be fat.
That's the thing. No, but it is kind of taboo because I was like, oh yeah, I'm fat. Don't say that. You're beautiful. I am gorgeous, but I am fat.
I didn't say I was ugly.
It's
there you go. Yeah. Okay. Now I fuck with her. I fuck with Shorty in the black.
Truths. I'm like,
I fuck with Shorty in the black. She's spitting.
I feel beautiful, but I am fat. Being fat or plus size does not mean that we're not active, that we're not nice people, that we're not worthy. It really sucks when people treat you differently because you're a size 18 rather than a size 2 or 4.
When I, like, for example, great.
I feel you. Oh, God.
Shopping.
I fuck with her.
And it's really hard because, like, first and foremost, trying to find the plus size costumes, they're like, it's just kind of integrated everywhere. Yeah. And it's like, realistically, you have 200 costumes here, but only like 10 are for plus size. Then I go on to the other costumes and I was like, my choice is to be like a duck or the plus size nun costume covered boobs, knees, everything, but the skinny costume for the other nun was like tits out for her Exactly. And I'm like, so I literally like my choice is like be a bubble bath or a duck, and I'm like I need a plus size section when I walk into somewhere because we have not progressed in human society.
There was this brand that had this big campaign saying
she's kind of funny. I like her. I like her personality.
And then it came out, and it was like completely different than the straight sizes. And I'm like, we are just asking for the same thing.
Why do they get cocktail dresses and I get moons?
Literally.
Cause that's what you fit in. But this, you know what I'm saying? I guess I feel her though. That's you can make bigger ones. I'm assuming. But then it won't. I don't know.
Shut the up. What? Me?
Girl.
What? Yo! Oh my god!
I didn't know it.
Who voted me out?
I am equally shocked.
I'm psychic. I know.
It's because of her personality.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish
It's
to
because of her
continue playing the
personality.
game,
She
please raise your
doesn't
hand.
seem like a big person. I mean, you can have the person. I mean,
the odd one out is probably somebody who lived as a fat
It used
person,
to be, yeah.
but lost the weight. But usually, a lot of the times, people that do grow up fat or go through weight loss journey, they end up being more fat phobic. That's not in all cases. It's not in all cases.
Really?
But it does happen a lot.
really? Y'all think if someone were to get fat and then get fit, you think they would become like fat phobic? I don't think that's true. Because I feel like you still identify with the fat motherfuckers because you used to be one. You know what I'm saying? Like you would feel more for the fat motherfuckers because you used to be one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's true. I don't know about that one. That one might be a little bit of a reach. But I mean, to each his own. But me personally, from like, I'm being a small motherfucker and then becoming a fat motherfucker and then staying a fat motherfucker, I don't be looking at skinny niggas like, hell, you're skinny. Ugh. Get out of here. Look at you. I can see your ribs through your shirt. You're probably hungry. You want a sandwich? Ugh. That's like, I'm not skinny phobic, so I don't think that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a former skinny nigga. Turn fat nigga. Trying to turn fit nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I don't know about that one.
On that, like I really do think that in my personal experience, people that go from being in a bigger
Yo,
body
standing
to,
up
like,
streaming is
becoming
kinda cool.
skinny feel some sort of resentment, especially
like this
because
shit.
I think they tie achievement to what they've done for some reason. Like there's this very big principle of like, look at what I've done, and they push this like American dream-esque mentality of
Honestly. Yeah,
like
and
genuinely like I worked
exactly.
hard and I did this, and it's like, well, not everybody wants to do that.
and
Not
like,
everybody
that's
wa-
fine.
like,
That's fine. If you want to lose weight, do that. But you don't need to like project that onto everyone else. And I would think if you were somebody who lived that experience as a fat person, you would understand.
Honestly, dating, I've met many guys who were like, I used to be big, so I understand that being smaller is more desirable. And it's just like this conversation just rubs me the wrong way because I've been met with so many people who think like that. And like the worst person I dated was very fat phobic, and they used to be bigger and they lost weight, and they were like shaming me about my body, being like, we'd have better sex if you were smaller and all that shit.
no.
Like, oh my god.
No, 100, and it's the connotation, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that is kind of crazy.
Because they like put in the work, that part being in air quotes, and like became into a skinnier body. All of a sudden, there's this idea like
That's kind of
Not
crazy.
everybody wants to work that hard.
Exactly.
quote unquote.
Can we also go down the line and maybe just say if we have been fat or plus size most of our life, or if
Actually, that's great because I wanted to say for me it was a little bit different. Growing in South America, there isn't a lot of overweight people, obese people, and I've always been curvy, so to speak, and I was fine, but I was still like, you know how they say I spent my skinny years thinking I was fat? So I moved to the US when I was 16, and I started gaining weight. The life here is different. I wasn't as active, I wasn't doing sports anymore, and then I was on birth control. So for me, it was hormonal imbalance that made me gain a lot of weight, but it really sucked.
What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do again? What you not gonna do is blame it on the birth control now. Now, I was gonna give you a break from you saying, you from, wherever, and you just came to America, and you started chilling, and you got McDonald's and shit. Now, this is the first time you ever had it, so now you going crazy with the the goddamn fish fillets and the goddamn. I understand. I give you that. But what you not gonna goddamn do is say that the birth control blew you up. You not gonna blame all of that on a goddamn hormonal imbalance. We gonna keep it a buck here, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 out of your 3s. I'm gonna give you 2 truths out of your 3 truths, goddammit. You're not gonna say birth control was the reason you blew up. I refuse to believe that shit. Now, I know that is a thing. Like, that shit is real, but bitch, like, if you said you was small, like, I've seen small bitches get kind of semi-chunky off of, like, birth control or whatever. Like, I've seen that shit, you know what I'm saying? And multiple bitches. I'm talking about bitches that were, like, $1.15, $1.20, you know what I'm saying? So, if you were small, like you were saying, nah, not like that. Not like that. You will not turn into that off of goddamn birth control. That lie you will not be spewing to my people.
And, you know, in my own skin, I'm going to start crying. I'm sorry. You know, like...
I didn't mean to make you cry, shorty. I'm just trying to say, don't be blaming shit on the birth control, man. We real Nick. We adults here now. We know how this shit go. Like you just don't be trying to cap. Don't do that, dog. Like, I ain't mean to make you cry. Don't cry. Don't cry now. I was just trying to, you know. I just want you to live, and I want you to speak your truth and live your truth. Okay, that's all. I don't want you to cry. I don't want to get canceled. I don't.
Being skinny, and like now you're fat, and like everybody treats you different.
I think it's difficult too because you know, I grew up fat. I've been fat my entire life, and I've always envied, in a way, like I've always wondered what it would be like.
That's not funny. I'm not smiling because of that.
To live in a thin body and have people treat you differently. Like I've dreamt about it, and I think that is really difficult when you exactly. I understand what you're saying. Like, you've lived both, and it's hard because, you know, from people who haven't, it's just we can't even fathom.
I mean, technically, it's not really hard because, I mean, I don't. Maybe she's speaking from a woman's perspective because, like, as a nigga, if you skinny and you get fat, okay, you just a fat nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's either two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna care about it and get better, or you're not gonna care and just stay fat. That's about it. That's about as far as niggas gonna take it. We don't fucking break down and be like, damn, I remember what life was like when I was skinny. I was buying size 4s and now I'm 18s. Like, we don't give a fuck. We just like, damn, I can't wear this shit no more. It's gotta go. I ain't gonna cap. There was one shirt I have in my closet that I'm mad still hugs my titties too much. So I'm just like, damn, can't wear that shirt no more. I'm almost not able to wear this Kakashi shirt because I still need to keep on working out on my chest and shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to get right. So I guess that's from a female perspective, yo. Cause like, niggas don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh man, life was so different being smaller. Only thing was different about being smaller was my clothes, goddammit. I'm pretty sure I still ate the same as how I eat now type shit. If anything, I eat more health conscious now because, not even that I'm bigger, because I'm older and bigger. But like, ain't nothing really changed personality wise. Niggas don't treat me any different. Bitches don't treat me any different. But I'm pretty sure I could get cheaper clothes, like, if I was, like, smaller. And maybe not even. Like, maybe, like when it comes to, like, getting tailored shit, like suits or whatever. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? That got to be a female perspective thing, dog. Because I don't know about that.
Yeah. Speaking into the whole spending your skinny years feeling like you're fat, I definitely relate to that. I'm a bulimia survivor. I was bulimic for about 8 years, and I also.
She was bulimic? She was bulimic. Bulimia is an eating disorder in which a person has regular episodes of eating a very large amount of food, binging, during which the person feels a loss of control of their eating. The person then uses different ways, such as vomiting or laxatives, purging, to prevent weight gain. So she was just eating out of control. Okay, makes sense. Got you. Continue, please, ma'am.
Also played volleyball and it was in theater and stuff like that. And the only reason I stopped throwing up and binging and purging is because I was losing my voice. And I love to.
So she was like eating, binging, and because where I was going was like, bitch, you was just eating. You wasn't throwing up or anything. So you was just eating a lot. You ain't have fucking bulimia. But she said she stopped because of what, ma'am?
To sing. And I got nodes.
No, that's the worst. Shit. Oh my God.
What are nodes? I'm learning a lot of stuff today. I learned that Triple H's name is Henry. What was his name again, Tyler? What was that nigga name again? Fucking Henry Hurst Hemsley. Yeah, bro. Fucking Henry Hurst Hemsley. I learned a lot of shit today. I learned exactly what bulimia was. Nodes. What are nodes? What are nodes? A point in which lines or pathways intersect or branches, a central or connecting point. Huh? I don't think that's what. Oh, I guess in the throat. Lymph glands, also called lymph nodes. Oh, I know what lymph nodes are pea-sized lumps of tissue that contain white blood cells. These can help fight bacteria, viruses, and anything else causing infection. What can cause? Okay. All right. I'm just learning a lot of stuff today, y'all. Let's get back to this lady. She's about to cry too.
Mezzo soprano to mezzo alto.
Are we all crying now?
Pretty much. But yeah, like if it didn't affect my.
Y'all better stop being. I was about to call them bitches. Y'all not bitches. Y'all speaking y'all truths. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
My voice, I don't know if I would have stopped.
It really broke my heart after, having to vote people out who, in my heart, I knew were fat. To just feel invalidated, that sucks. That really sucks.
What? Because I wasn't crying. I'm sorry, y'all.
So the eliminations is something that we're wrestling with. Do you feel like it took away from the experience?
It was just like being in the space where we were sharing our stories and everything felt so heartfelt, but it's just a game. But overall, it was really awesome to be in the space and have these conversations that don't happen often if you don't have fat friends to talk about them with. As someone who grew up very self-conscious and didn't know where to look and turn to see people like me, I take that on as an adult to speak about these things and have these conversations that we're still confused about.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
I swear to God, if anyone's lying, oh my God, I'm so pissed.
If the lights turn green,
wow,
that means you have voted the mole out and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose.
Y'all gonna be mad.
2, 3.
Man.
Oh no, we lost.
On the count of 3, everyone can take off their blindfolds. 1, 2, 3.
I knew it.
I
knew it.
I told a heartfelt story about dating someone fat phobic. You guys voted me.
Okay, can we talk about 1,000,001 reasons why it was Derek?
Okay, the only one that got me was like the theater. Like I really could relate with that. So I obviously know that
No,
you felt like you really
that
were
was
through
your
that.
biggest
I
red
think
flag.
that was true.
It was true. That's what I'm saying.
That's an important thing. Nothing. There is not a single. Yeah. So when I was in 4th grade, I was 4 feet tall. I was 144 pounds, and my doctor told me that I was morbidly obese, and it was a very like self-image wrecking thing for me because he used language that made it seem like I needed to change.
You did, nigga.
Assessing where I was. Like I said, everything that I talked about before was true.
What
but
you
when
talking
we're
about?
People
He
being
told you some
incredibly
good
fatphobic
shit. Now look
that
at you.
go through a transition of being.
Actually, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that one was kind of weak sauce too, dog. I ain't even gonna lie. Now I got one more lighthearted one, and then I'm gonna probably try to get into some gaming, and then probably call it because I gotta edit this video up. Now that I'm back on the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna edit this up, and for some reason, bro, like I don't know why, and I don't know how it's gonna be when I actually game, but I think I need to. Huh? What? What? Wow. Okay. Okay then. Yeah, that's odd as hell. So yeah, dog, we gonna you know we gonna end this real quick, and I'm gonna start something. Everything's straight. I'm just looking. I'm gonna be right back, dog. Y'all see me struggle to get that damn button? I clicked it like 5 times. I was like, bro, if you don't fuck